Hey everybody, Austin here again with another Let's Play video, and today we're going to be playing through Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu for the NES. And this is a side-scrolling action game by Hudson Soft, originally a Turbo Grafx 16/PC Engine game, much like Bonk's Adventure, eventually ported to the Nintendo Entertainment System. Heavily trimmed down and thus much easier, but it's still a really fun game on the system. It looks great for the NES, big chunky sprites, game never really slows down. It plays pretty snappy. It's actually quite snappy, and yeah, it's just a relatively simple slash fun game. It is a fun game. So yeah, we're gonna go through the whole thing. I'll talk about various tips and tricks and whatnot that I use to get through the game consistently, and I'll talk about other gameplay mechanics and things like that as we progress through this game. Shouldn't be a very long playthrough. Maybe 25-30 minutes, something like that. It's not a very long game. Not a very difficult game either, but yeah, it's still a fun one. So yeah, I just jumped into the game. You've got this map screen here, and you basically just walk your way up it until you get to the end, and then you get to the final level. But yeah, we've got Jackie Chan right here. It's just a fairly, stock standard side-scrolling action platformer. You can jump kick, which is actually going to be one of the moves we're going to be using the most over the course of the game. Standing and attacking lets you do a punch just like so you can punch enemies like that. I actually prefer to jump kick because jump kicking allows you to not just, hit enemies like normal, but you can remain in motion, and then you can also move out of the way if, say, for instance, I don't know, you mistime an attack or something like that. You can move backwards as you kick. Whereas when you punch, you're kind of just stuck on the ground. So you have a lot more flexibility with your attack when you do a jump kick. Now, on the bottom left-hand portion of the screen, you've got a health bar. Occasionally, you've got these frogs. This is actually a health refill right here. In the bottom middle portion of the screen, you've got this special. You activate your special moves by pressing up and attack, so up and B. And this is our first bonus game. Kind of like, say, in Adventure Island, you can make bonus round icons appear. So in this game, it's a bell, and you collect the bell, you get transferred right to a bonus stage. This first bonus stage here is you just want to jump on the clouds. Every cloud you land on successfully will give you some points at the end of the bonus round, and then the points you get from the bonus rounds are basically cashed out as extra lives, health refills, and your long-range projectile refills. Now, I'm not going to show up the long-range projectile until the end of this whole first level because I'm going to use it on the first boss fight. It'll make the first boss fight way easier. And we got some fireworks there, meaning that we got ourselves a perfect, so we landed on every single cloud, and every cloud was worth 600 points. And now you can see it's going to cash out the points automatically for me, so I got 2 extra lives, 10,000 points apiece. And now if I had used my projectiles or I had lost some health, it would have given me my health back as well. So now we're just thrown right back into the stage, and that's how bonus stages work in this game. Now, one interesting thing about your jump kick is if you time it just right, where you kick right before you land on the ground, Jackie will actually slide along the ground a little bit, which is kind of unique. It'll actually come in handy on a later bonus stage that we're going to do. So again, if you press up and attack, you can do your special in the middle. To use your long-range projectiles, they're denoted by the 5 little circles on the bottom right-hand portion of the screen. You have to hold down the attack button to do that, but again, I'm going to save that for the boss fight. For this part right here, I like to wait because these fish, they like to, jump up out of the water. They go jump, jump. So you kind of want to just time it. So jump, jump, just like that. And we've got these snakes in the water. I like to just duck and tap them from above water, just like so. These guys throw these nunchucks, and the nunchucks themselves cannot be destroyed as far as I'm aware. So you want to just avoid them, jump over them, or duck under them. These guys right here, they shoot out some arrows, so you just want to duck under them or jump over them. Lots of ducking and jumping in this game. Again, it's a fairly standard platformer in terms of its mechanics and whatnot. So these guys, I like to wait for them to jump towards me, and then I attack them. Here's some more health. Lots of health refills in this game. Now, one thing I haven't explained yet is you get these orbs that enemies drop, and if you collect 30 orbs, what'll happen is all your health will get refilled, and your long-range projectiles will get refilled as well. And so it's good to kill as many enemies as you can so you can get those free, energy refills over the course of the game. So this part right here is an auto-scroller. You pretty much have to just keep moving, otherwise the screen will just push you off platforms or push you into objects that you don't want to touch. And pretty basic stuff right here. Lots of games from this era had auto-scrolling sections like this. The auto-scrollers aren't very difficult here. They're not too challenging. And it looks like we just need 3 more orbs and we'll get our health back, although we've only taken 1 hit. And this is going to convert into a vertically scrolling section in just a moment, but the auto-scroll part will stop. We're going to take the top route here, jump over some spikes, and then jump over here, just like so, and we can get ourselves a frog, which gave us a health refill. Alright, so now auto-scrolling's done, and we can just jump up manually. Now this game does have variable jump height, so I can do little baby jumps like so, to get up these platforms a little bit faster. These guys always throw rocks overhead just like that, so just don't jump. And there's another frog down below, but I'm just going to skip him. And I'm going to skip those fish as well. And we got 30 orbs, which means that, you know, we basically got all of our energy back, not that we had really lost any. So this is our first boss right here. What you want to do is wait for him to change colors, and then you can charge up, and then jump and attack him in the face. Kind of around where his eyeballs are. So that's 3, that's 4, and that's 5. Boss is dead. So it's actually really difficult to go in and jump kick the boss in the face without taking damage. So the trick there in that boss is just to sit on that rightmost platform, charge up, and his left arm, or technically his right arm, but left facing our way, that always attacks first, and it does a bunch of attacks before his other arm starts attacking. So if you just sit on the far right platform, you'll be fine, as long as you use your charge attack effectively. So a couple couple bonus stages on this level right here, and I am going to try to show off a lot of the bonus stages in this game, just to show you where they are. They're not actually too difficult to find if you go searching around, but you can also look up maps on game FAQs to get an idea of where your bonus levels are too. So here's one right here. We fall down here and access ourselves another bonus stage. This one's kind of interesting. These balls fall from the sky and you have to actually punch them off the screen. If you don't, they remove some of these blocks, and every block here is a set of points at the end of the bonus round. So what I want to do is just try to make sure that none of these hit these blocks, otherwise I end up losing points. It's not really a big deal. I mean, these bonus rounds are not necessary, but they do make survival a lot easier, because if you successfully do these, you're going to get all your health back, you're going to get your energy back, you're going to even get your projectiles back, which is nice. So there we go. There's one, and I've just kind of screwed myself, unfortunately, and we're just going to wait for it to come back. So, not the worst, but I was hoping to get a perfect there, but not a big deal. So we get 21,000 points, we're going to get 2 extra lives, and it's going to replenish at least one of our projectiles. See, there we go. If I had done a little bit better, we would have gotten more projectiles back. But, yeah, not really a big deal. I'm not going to use my projectiles here, for the most part, but I am going to fall down and punch this guy. And there's going to be another bonus stage coming right up here, too. Again, some levels have multiple bonus stages. And hit that fire bird up there. I'll just call it a firebird. Get an orb, get another orb, and let's go ahead and jump on this. Now, if you touch the fire, it's not an instant death. Then there's our next bonus stage. Not an instant death if you touch things like fire or spikes. The game is pretty lenient in that regard, but there is something that you have to keep in mind with this game. This game does have invincibility frames. And for those of you guys that don't know what iframes are, it's basically when you take a hit, you have a few moments of time, depending on the game, where you can't take any more damage. So usually your character will blink, indicating that invincibility frames are active. This game only has a couple of frames of iframes. It's pretty much almost no iframes in this game. So if you land on spikes, or you land on, you know, fire or lava, or you bump into an enemy, and you remain on that fire, lava, spikes, or enemy for more than a few frames, you're going to take another hit. So you're going to run into an enemy, boom, take a hit, and literally like a split second later, boom, you're going to take another hit, boom, you're going to take another hit, boom, like that. Like, there are very few invincibility frames in this. It's not like, say, a Mega Man game where you've got quite a few invincibility frames to work with to get out of harm's way. So you've got to be really careful in this game. The game itself is not too challenging. We're going to duck here, by the way. But you can just get shafted really fast by just, you know, not moving out of the way quick enough. You'll take multiple hits back to back. So even though you've got 6 hits you can take on that health bar, you know, that health bar can drain extremely quickly. So there's an interesting mechanic here. You'll notice that earlier these platforms have broken apart. Now if you constantly jump or you constantly just move back and forth, as long as you're in motion, they actually won't break apart. It's kind of an interesting mechanic. Usually breakable blocks in NES games like these will just, you know, it doesn't matter if you're moving or not, they're gonna crack apart and fall down. Kind of like, say, Castlevania 3 or something like that. But in this, no. As long as you're just constantly tapping or moving or jumping, no problems whatsoever. So just constantly jump or just constantly remain in motion, and you will be fine here. So it's a lot easier than it looks at first. So alright, now we got some ice physics. So these guys like to smash down some spikes, and I like to wait for them to do it twice, and then I move in and punch them. These guys always shoot projectiles, so I want to wait. Just wait for him to shoot, just like that. Just playing it nice and safe. And I'm going to actually take the bottom route here, just so I can get myself some extra orbs. Remember, when I get 30 orbs, my, you know, my projectiles will refill as well. And I would like to get my projectiles back. Now, it's a little bit easier to actually punch those guys, whereas normally I like to do jump kicks, but I will just punch them. So, bonus stage right here. So we jump over that way and to make the bell appear. And we've got the another breakout bonus stage again. We're going to play quite a few more bonus stages over the course of the game. Oops, I messed up already. Bad start, but that's okay. Whoa there, I missed. I'm missing. It's nice that you can actually use your jump kick just kind of like back and forth. And, well, another poor showing in this bonus stage. But this bonus stage is, it's tough, you know? To get a perfect, it's tough. You gotta be on your A game, which I'm not right now. So there we go, just continuing. And you'll notice that there is a timer in the top right-hand portion of the screen, so the bonus stages are timed. But we still got some decent points from that, so we'll probably get one of our projectiles back. It's not gonna give us health because we have full health already. So, no, there we go, we got all of our projectiles back, so very nice. So I could actually use these projectiles right now if I really wanted to. Kind of like that. Although it looks like if you use projectiles on enemies, you don't get orbs. So I actually did not know that. That's very interesting. So that's actually really good to know. If you're trying to get all your orbs, you don't want to use your projectile. But it's okay. We just need one more, and boom. All of our projectiles are back. Now you'll notice that I'm not really using my my special. Right now I've got this spin kick that spins on both sides of me. The reason for that is I just like to save it on boss fights, or save it on enemies. Save it for enemies that take more hits, like these guys. These guys take 2 hits, but if I use my spin kick, they just take 1 hit. It's much, much more powerful. But here's a boss fight right here. I'd rather just use it on the boss fight. But I'm going to actually use my projectiles on him. So there's 1 hit. We just have to hit him in the face. Watch out for the projectiles that come from down below. Now on the last phase here, his object starts bouncing around the screen. Gonna let it jump over us, and boom, just like that. Again, my spin kick is really powerful, but it is a limited use item. So I don't want to just, you know, blow all the uses. Now this guy right here, you can either jump over it or you can try to kick it. I do think jumping over it is a lot easier, so just a FYI. I took the riskier route by trying to kick it or punch it. Now this stage is really interesting. You have to go upwards, vertically, and if you fall down, it's not instant death. It actually just takes you to the previous screen, which is quite nice actually. Most NES games with vertically scrolling screens like this, the screen won't scroll back down, and as a result, the game will usually end up killing you if you fall down. But Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu is actually pretty lenient about it. Pretty generous, I should say. Alright, so we're gonna jump on this guy right here, and then jump over here. Jump, jump. Notice that I'm just doing baby jumps. The reason I'm doing baby jumps is just because I can get through these sections quicker by doing that, instead of just doing full jumps on every single platform that I need to go to. So again, baby jump. And that's what I love about games with variable jump height, is I have full control over, you know, my character's movement, including, you know, his jump arc. So, little baby jumps, full jump, baby jump, and we're gonna go ahead and kick this guy. We want to take this part relatively slow, so I'm gonna just wait for that guy, punch him, jump kick him. Alright, now this is actually one of the trickier parts of the game. You can sit on this log, or you can just get off of it, and you can just duck and avoid most of the enemies. Although it's actually a lot easier with the log, because then you can just kick these guys as they appear. So they're going to be some sort of Ninja Turtle looking dudes that are actually a little tricky to deal with, and so what I might end up doing is just using my projectile, or let me just get close to him. These guys are a little frustrating to deal with, but there are a couple of bonus stages here, or at least one. I think there might actually be two, but I don't know where they both are, but I will show you at least one coming up here in just a moment. See, another fish, he just jumps up twice. And let's actually go ahead... Oh, I'm out of my projectiles. Okay. I was gonna say, like, why are my projectiles not working? I'm gonna go ahead and just take a couple of hits here. Not really a big deal, because I want to jump up here and access that bonus stage. And we're gonna just pretty much gonna get all of our health back. So tanking a couple of hits, not a big deal. But this is actually a tricky bonus stage. They want you to jump kick these guys. So kind of like this. And easier said than done. I usually am quite terrible at this bonus stage in particular. Your timing has to actually be really precise here. And we're going to take another hit. Okay. Well, actually, this actually wasn't that bad. I mean, you should have seen me the last time I tried this bonus stage. I think I hit like 5 guys and that was it. But yeah, so we're gonna get a couple more extra lives, get our health back, and we should get all of our projectiles back. So that actually worked out really well. And now, so you do get lives in this game, but they're treated more as continues. So you'll notice it says, you know, if you had looked on the screen there, it said I had 13 Jackies. And that basically means I have 13 continues, not necessarily lives. So when you die in this game, you'll get sent right back to the title screen, and you'll have to hit the continue option. If you don't hit the continue option, you'll go all the way back to the very beginning of the game. So, you know, when you die, you don't get kicked right back in as if you have lives. It's, you know, your lives are treated as continues in this game. So it's more like I have 13 continues right now, which hopefully we're not going to use any. I'm just going to duck under this turtle. Really don't like the turtles. They're a little frustrating to deal with. Their projectiles are tricky to deal with, for sure. We're gonna jump over these spikes. There are also gonna be some, some puffer fish that appear, and the puffer fish actually cannot be destroyed. I think they're some of the only objects in the entire game that cannot be destroyed. And we're gonna go ahead and just land on these platforms. There it is. There's our first puffer fish down there. And yeah, just keep going. Oh, that was close. I actually almost missed that platform. And we're going to try to jump over this guy. That was close. I thought these big hitboxes were going to kind of screw me over there and make me take a hit. But fortunately, I did not. Again, going to go ahead and just skip the turtle. I don't really care. And we've got 20 orbs right now. Another spin kick power-up, which is good. So you get a power-up that allows you to kick vertically. Don't really like that one very much. You also get another special that lets you do sort of like a cannonball across the screen. Don't really like that one either. So I'm glad that the game's giving us these spin kicks, because they're really powerful, and they have good range as well. So like, boom, boom, boom. Once the guy goes red, he starts shooting out these projectiles. So they only get shot out once every like 5 or 10 seconds. It takes a while for him to shoot them out. But you want to be aware of them, because you don't want to be in his face trying to jump kick him when he's about to shoot a projectile. So what I like to do is kick him a couple times, and then wait for the projectile to come out, and then start wailing on him again. Alright, so I just let that guy jump towards me, just like so. And now we've got all of our projectiles back. Wait for him to jump. Boom, just like that. And that's another spin kick right there. I will take... Oh, that's not the spin kick. Okay. See, that's the cannonball right there. I am not a fan of this one at all. We got these Yetis that appear. They like to throw these snowballs at you. They're not really too tricky to deal with. So I like to either get up in their faces and wreck them, or just wait for their snowballs. So boom, there's one. It's actually kind of good to use your specials on these tigers, because the tigers are a little tricky to hit. And let's see, there is a bonus stage here, just like that. And back to the clouds. So if you're one of those players that likes to try to challenge yourself, you revel in getting one life clears in your 35-plus-year-old video games. Actually, this one's technically 30 years old as of doing this video. This is, you know, the bonus stages are pretty important for people like you. You know, if you're playing more casually, you probably don't need the bonus stages, because the game itself really isn't that difficult. But if you're trying to make sure you get a one life clear, you don't die at all, the bonus stages are very helpful, because you're gonna always get your health back if you play well enough. So, you know, we've got a crap ton of points right here, which is gonna get us a couple of continues, and then if I had lost any health, it would have given us health back. And then it also replenishes your projectiles as well. So, it's, you know, the bonus stages are really good for survival. But I'm not going to use my special here. I'm just going to jump kick the tiger 3 times, just like so. And we're actually kind of close to the end of the game now. There's actually not a whole lot else to do. Like I said, this game isn't very long. We're only 21 minutes into this playthrough. And probably actually less in terms of actual gameplay, because there was the introduction of the video. But yeah, this is kind of a gimmicky part right here. You're always bouncing off these clouds. Now, if you press the jump button before you land on the clouds, you actually do a really high jump. Now, you don't have to be super precise with your jumps. You can actually start pressing the A button right before you land. You don't actually have to time it perfectly, which is actually kind of nice. Again, the game is pretty generous at certain points in the game. Now, you don't want to fall off these clouds down below. You won't die instantly, but you'll actually ram into the foot of the boss, which is this huge Cyclops giant. That'll actually take away 1 hit point. And if you're on your last hit point and you land on his foot down below, you will actually die. So, if you don't want to die, then you want to take your time here. So, a good example of taking our time, we're going to wait for this pufferfish to scroll over just like so. If you try to move too quickly, you'll end up running into him, unfortunately. So, I'm not going to worry about, you know, killing some of these birds and getting orbs. And I'm going to actually grab that. That's another spin kick, but it goes on both sides instead of just one side. And all we have to really do here is hit him in the eye and watch out for his arms. And that is pretty much it. Boom, just like that. Your spin kicks are super powerful in this game, so if you get to a boss with them, it's definitely recommended that you use them. It's not really necessary to use them on regular enemies in this game. If you take your time, all the enemies in this game are pretty easy to deal with. You know, it's just a matter of waiting for an opening, and like with these guys, just do a baby kick down below like that, or just a ducking kick, I should say. For these guys, you just kind of want to wait until they jump at you. These guys are pretty much no threat at all. The guys with the torches in their hands. So the only gimmick on this level is that the lights do go out if there are no flames on screen. But there's no danger in terms of like endless pits or spikes or anything like that. Huh, weird. My kick actually did not collide with him. Very interesting. Let's just jump kick him like that. Alright, we got 30 more orbs, so everything got refilled. Wait for the bats to come down. I don't recommend going after the bats aggressively. Just wait for them to come down and then try to attack them. There is a bonus stage here, but I always forget where it is, so we're not going to worry about it. I don't really need it. But again, if you want to know where the bonus stage is, you can always pull up a map on Game FAQs. There are a couple of really good... it's actually not a couple. There are maps for the entire game on Game FAQs, which actually shows you where all the bonus stage locations are, which is pretty awesome. I'm gonna wait for this pufferfish to just kind of come near us like that. And, I'm gonna wait for him to go above. I don't know, let's see. Okay, that's good. Actually, I'm glad I did that. I got my, my spin kicks again. You notice that these guys take 2 hits, but with the spin kick, they only take 1 hit. Alright, vertical section. Nothing really of danger here, so we're just gonna jump our way up. And we're near the end of the game. This is the final set of stages. I'm gonna skip that frog, and I'm gonna just jump over this guy. I'm gonna try to take the top route here. You'll notice that the bottom layer actually will bounce us up. Very much like the clouds do on the previous level. Alright, there we go. Those rats are a little tricky to get. You have to sort of fall down and jump kick on them, but easier said than done. I don't want to take too many hits trying to kill them, so I'm just going to skip them. Now I'm going to skip that guy too. And now we have to scroll vertically. These conveyor belts are a little bit like the ones in Double Dragon 2, except they push you off a lot faster. And here's yet another auto-scrolling section. Just a couple of enemies here to get some orbs up. Nothing too tricky to deal with. But we just got to make sure that we're good with our jumps. Jump over these spike balls. And then keep moving. Hit that rat. Just press down and B, that's it. I like to jump kick these guys. So punch, punch. I could punch them too, but I like jump kicking. Alright, there's some health. Got all of our health back, so we're good to go. Yeah, so like I said, this game is, honestly, it's pretty easy. I mean, it might not be the easiest thing for some players, but, you know, if you're someone that can beat Battletoads in their sleep, this game's not going to really give you any trouble at all once you learn it. And it's not going to take you long to learn it. And these guys right here, I can actually just walk right under them. I don't even have to jump. It's not going to take you long to learn this game. And as long as you are, you know, precise with your attacks and whatnot, and you kind of know what's coming up, you should be able to just rip right through this game without too much trouble. Now, I am really looking forward to playing the Turbo Grafx version because it looks way more difficult, and you guys know I like my challenge, so... For this part right here, I just want to wait, otherwise I might bump my head into those, whatever they are, and, hurt myself. Oops, took a hit. See, there's my lack of iframes, like I said. But it's okay, there's actually a bonus stage coming up here, and I took another hit. Very sloppy part here. Normally I get this part without taking any hits at all, but that's my fault for actually rushing through. I actually jumped when I shouldn't have jumped. Alright, so interesting part right here. You'll notice that there are these spiked balls. They go into the foreground and into the background. When they're in the background, that's when they can hurt you. So we don't want to touch them. And on this platform here, I think this is where we can trigger the bonus stage. Let's see. Yep, there we go. Okay, we should be fine. We should be able to get all of our health back after this. Another cloud stage. Now you'll notice that the bonus stages don't actually change. So like every cloud stage you get to, it's the same set of clouds in the same positions in the same order. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, pretty easy. Once you get one down, you'll get all the others down too. Nothing special. So here we go. Just keep going. Get all the clouds we can. That way we can ensure that our health is fully filled once we come out of here. And that we won't die. Because I don't want to die. I'd like to do this without dying. That would be great. But there we go. And it should give us our health back first. There we go. And then 2 lives. 17 continues. I don't think we're going to need them. I really don't think we will. Alright, just walk under these. Sort of just take our time here. It was actually funny, looking at a long play of the Turbo Grafx version, those gray bouncy objects are way smaller in the Turbo Grafx version, and it's actually kind of interesting they made them really big in this one. But yeah, this is the lead up to the final boss. So like I said a couple minutes ago, we were close to the end of the game. I wasn't joking, so this is it. It's a very short game. Looks like we're at 29 minutes on the clock right now, which means we'll probably have it beat around, you know, the 35-minute mark, which puts it at about 30 minutes even, just about, for a playthrough, and that's with all the bonus stages. So this part right here actually teaches you about the next couple of dragons we have to fight. You can just sit here in complete safety, like so. But for the next couple, we have to do it Mega Man 2 style. Woodman stage, the Blue Dogs. If you're used to that, that's pretty much exactly what this is. So we got our spin kicks back. I'm going to save them for the final boss. And so we're going to have to jump over these projectiles. Don't get greedy, just hit them one at a time. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and he takes 5 hits. 5, just like that. There's some health, which we don't need. And again, same thing. Jump over the projectiles. Don't get too greedy. If you get greedy, you will take a hit. You want all of your hit points for the final boss, because the final boss can be tricky if you're not on point. Alright, there we go. And now on to the first phase of the final boss. Mr. Cloudman there gives us some health back. But we had all of our health already. Alright, so the trick with this guy is to basically just try to land on top of him with an attack. You notice that he's blinking, he has lots of invincibility frames. But if we hit him right as he comes out of his iframes, we'll do some instant damage. And he'll basically just get kind of stun-locked, basically. He'll do little small jumps where he only goes into the middle of the screen. He'll do long jumps where he goes all the way to the other side of the screen. Now, I do have my projectiles, which will make this part easier. But I'm going to actually save them for the next form. There's another form. Occasionally he'll do projectiles like that. But again, the idea is to try to stun lock him, which I'm not doing a great job of. But, better. It's fine. We'll be fine. Oops, took another hit. He's almost dead. And if I wanted to, I could use my projectiles, but we're gonna get ourselves some more health here. Not all of our health. If we're on like one block, she doesn't give all of our health back, but since we have half of our health bar still, we did get all of it back. And we've got this cloud. Now this is a little bit like Zexus, also a game by Hudson Soft. One of my favorites on the NES, actually. So you move around kind of like Zexus. So he's got 2 attacks here, this spider. When you see that, that one projectile he started with, it always turns into a spread shot. And then he also throws out these spinning sort of claws or spikes or something like that. But I like to stay away from him first to see what his attack's going to be. And then I get in close, and then I try to attack him. And boom, that's it. We just beat Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu for the NES. Pretty fun playthrough overall. I'm really glad I learned this game. This is one of those games that I saw on TV commercials, actually, believe it or not, back in the day as a kid. And the game always looked awesome, but I never had a copy of the game. And so I never got a chance to play it back in the day. And it's not one of those games where when I was collecting NES carts that I was able to obtain. I just never owned the game, period. So it wasn't until these last couple years where I started firing it up just to try a level here and there. And then a couple weeks ago when I was looking for more Let's Plays to try to record, I was like, you know, let me put some time into this game and see how difficult it is to go through. And it turns out it wasn't very difficult to get my first clear on it. And I've since done several other playthroughs, and then I did a practice playthrough before doing this Let's Play. And yeah, it's been fun. I'm glad I did it because it's definitely a great game. Highly recommend checking this one out if you've never played it before. It's not too terribly difficult. It's a pretty smooth playthrough. It's pretty chill, to be honest with you. Like, it's not that challenging. It can be a little tricky if you're not, you know, on top of your game, but I really think most people should be able to warm up to this game and you know, get through it without too much trouble. And when you know all the bonus stage locations, if you do have trouble, you've got plenty of health refill options because of those. You've got continue options. You know, you can earn lots of continues as a result. So it's kind of on the easier side of things once you get the hang of it. So yeah, definitely recommend checking it out. For those of you guys that are looking to get into it, or maybe you just started playing the game, hopefully some of these tips were helpful to you. Yeah, so best of luck with your attempted clears on this game. For everyone else, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be back with more Let's Plays sometime soon. If you're brand new to my channel, please subscribe. I've got a lot of Let's Plays here and many, many more to come. If there's any game in particular you think you might want to see a playthrough on, there's a good chance I might have it here, so feel free to use that search box on my channel to look up some stuff. And for everyone already subbed, thank you for your continued support. Hope you guys continue to enjoy these videos. And I don't really have anything else to say, guys. I will try to revisit the Turbo Grafx version here soon and see how that compares. Yeah, I'll let you guys know how that goes if I do give it a shot. But yeah, until the next one, guys, take it easy.